Well,
Oh, it's your.
that's right. We'll figure it out. Welcome to Vermont Reserve, where we have the Deakin University Round 5 match of the day. We've got Vermont versus South Croydon in Premier Division. I'm Jared Beanland, and with me today is Trent Callan. Trent, how you doing?
Thanks, Jared. I'm well. It's good to be here on a picturesque Saturday morning.
Yeah, no, it's lovely. Not a cloud in the sky. It's actually really good. So we've got as I said, Premier Division match here between Vermont and South Croydon. It's shaping up to be a really, really solid contest between the two. They've been performing pretty well throughout the year. So we've got Vermont in second on, I think, 3-1. South Croydon on 2-1. How do you see this match playing out, do you reckon?
Yeah, well, but like you said, both evenly poised sides on the ladder. So on paper, it looks set to be a cracker. So
yeah,
very much looking forward to today's contest.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a few ins and outs for this match.
Do you want to run us through those?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got, for Vermont, we've got some really big ins for Vermont specifically. Evie Allman, she kicked 25 goals in the in the season last year. That was topping the charts in Premier Division. So that's a huge in. She's only played the one game this year for Vermont. Maddie Johns, she's the captain, so another big in there for sure. And Catherine Chamberlain, and she kicked 7 goals last year, so definitely some scoring potential there. And Madison Pisano as well. So they are coming out for Vermont, Amy Whittle, Madison De Silveira, Clara Reid and Jess McKenna as well. So South Croydon, on the other hand, we've got the 2 McKellar sisters coming in, Katie and Maggie. Brooke Curran, now she won the best and fairest last year in the league. So huge in for South Croydon there, and Jamie Field as well. The outs were Indiana Lambourne, Olivia Atkins, Alicia Fitzgerald and Sally Lake. So solid ins for both teams.
I've just laid eyes on one of the outs you just spoke about, Da Silva, and she's in the warm-up. So
she's in the warm-up, okay.
Number 9, so maybe add that to one.
Yeah, all right. I might have to borrow your pen there, mate.
But no, you mentioned Chamberlain and Cullen there. Both had fantastic years last year, and certainly 2 to keep an eye out on.
Yeah, absolutely. I've also spotted a number 15 out there for South Croydon, so she's not on our team sheet, so that's going to be an interesting obstacle to call around.
So we've been misinformed here on a couple of late changes, but not to worry.
Victims of bureaucracy here.
Whatever that means.
All right, so it's going to be a pretty clean track here. Vermont Reserve. It's a bit dewy underfoot, as I've noticed, but other than that, I reckon it's probably going to dry up pretty quickly.
Yeah, you're right. It's starting to heat up. I've gone with the Birks and shorts. I wasn't too sure half an hour ago, but it's getting warmer, so...
Yeah, I've gone pretty heavy jeans here, so I might be regretting that pretty soon. The good thing for me is that I can just run home and change.
You need the ones with the zip halfway to just...
Yeah, to aerate. Yeah, absolutely. We're just watching the warm-ups here for the 2 teams.
Play set to get underway shortly, so...
Yeah.
We had the Vermont development side run out 58-point winners.
Yep. Against the Basin.
So, yeah.
Solid win there. It was set up, I think, I was talking on the Female Footy Focus podcast. We were thinking that was going to be a fairly close game down in Division 4, but evidently not. Evidently, Vermont have the depth in their squad to be able to smash a team like the Basin, who's not doing too poorly themselves down in Div 4.
I did tune into that Female Footy Focus podcast, accessible on Spotify if you're after that. But you were lucky enough to interview the coach of Vermont, Tim De Silva.
Yeah.
What did he have to say?
So essentially, this is from a while ago now. They got cut up through the middle last year. That's something that they've been able to rectify a little bit. They've got the defensive structures coming in. They're able to train and drill into the girls a few more professional standards in terms of the actual structures that they go with. And it's been a good year for Vermont. They've taken it up to quite a few teams, beaten quite a few teams, and players about to get underway. Let's see if they can take it up to South Croydon today. It was Cap to get the tap down, chasing onto it there. Vermont from the middle. Bit of a stalemate at half forward at the moment. Running onto it, I think this is Cullen. She tries to get the ball up. She manages to. Gets the ball out to Johns. This is the captain. And now, being busted over there for Vermont was Pisano, and it's going to spill over the line in the forward pocket. So good clearance there early for Vermont.
It was Wilkinson there with a good goal-saving tackle, if you like.
Yeah. Solid work there in defence by Wilkinson.
So there'll be a forward half stoppage now. It'll be Cap to do the ruck again. She palms it down to Panolo. And the South Croydon set upon. So another ball up here. Good signs for Vermont early. Cap again. Quick kick out to Morrison, inboard. She's tackled without it to ground. And a clearing kick by McCulloch out of defensive 50.
So out of defensive 50, they go running onto it. There is, that's Lynch. She couldn't quite get a hold of it. Out to Cullen now. She's been great. She tumbles the ball forward. Mark not taken there by Cap. Onto it. There is Prendergast. She's doing well there, but out to Kristen Johns, in fact. Holly Cullen is there once more, trying to scoop it up, but it's going to be South Croydon to win it away there. McKellar gets a kick, clear and click out into space. There's no one there, so the chase is on. Winning it there is, I think it was Shanahan picking it up and being tackled there for South Croydon. We're going to have another ball up just over at about centre-half forward, or just behind centre-half forward for Vermont. Ball goes up, and now they're fighting for it again. The umpire has picked out a high tackle, so going the way of Vermont here. They're going to try and load up here. I think this might be Johns, Maddie Johns, the captain. High ball towards Cap. She takes the mark. Sorry, not Cap. That's Allman. Evie Allman back in the side. And so she can go back and see if she can slot the first goal for the Eagles. And another goal on her tally for season 2022. She's already kicked 3. This to open the scoring account for the Eagles. The kick is on its way. She made great connection, and it stayed true, straight through the middle. Eagles, 1 straight 6. South Croydon, no score yet.
Wow, so Vermont draw first blood through Allman. Welcome return.
Indeed, indeed. A good mark as well. You can see why she was kicking so many goals last year.
And it was Morrison on her hands and knees awarded the free kick.
Thank you.
Ground.
Yep.
She shoved it down the throat of Allman. So back in the centre we are. It'll be Cap to do battle again. She palms it down to the captain, Johns. A kick forward now in the waiting arms of Curran. Takes a good intercept mark. She'll play on quickly into the path of O'Donnell. She'll track it along with McKellar, who sends a driving kick forward. And it's Mark there taking a good contested mark by Black.
So Black, go into the pocket. And the mark has now been taken by Field. So one of the ends there for South Croydon. And we'll see how Field goes from the pocket there. She's got a fairly difficult angle to contend with, but she should be able to make the distance at least. Walks in with purpose. And I think she's got it. That is straight through the middle. So could be a bit of a shootout here to start.
So a goal for goal to start.
Well, that is good work. Good ball movement there by South Croydon down the line. I was impressed with that. And it all started with Curran there at centre half back.
So 6 apiece in the opening few minutes here at Vermont Reserve. As the 2 rucks go at it again in the centre. Clear hit out, won by Cap. It'll be Johns at ground level to track it. She does so cleanly, although a free kick's been picked out and it'll go the way of Chamberlain. She wheels around, sends a high kick forward, although it's intercepted by Wilkinson. She looks outward onto the far wing. It'll be Johns who tracks it. The Christian variety. Wilkinson again with a slamming kick forward. Picked up by the green helmet wearing, not sure.
I think that's Lynch.
Didn't pick up a number there. There's a great tackle laid there by Cullen. Last year's BNF winner, Jared.
Yeah, that definitely some pedigree there for South Croydon. So tapping it down was Cap, and it's going to be wrapped up once again. Nothing Madeline Johns could do about it. So on the ball up once more. Over there, just offensive side of the wing for the Eagles. Picking it up there was Cullen, I think. Towards centre half forward. Fighting for it, Vermont. Tackle well laid by McKellar of the Maggie variety. So Johns chasing onto it. This is Maddie. She couldn't quite do much with it. Another tackle late. That was a good tackle by O'Toole, so it spills free. South Croydon could do something with it here, but the ball was into space. Handball was into space, that is. Into the pocket. Good kick off the ground there by Vermont, just trying to paddle it forward towards their goals. And it's just trickled over the boundary line in the pocket for a Boundary line ball up. Oh no, it's last kick rule. So Vermont to, well, they've got the free kick here. Is she going to go for goal? No, she's going to centre it, and the mark has been dropped there by Cullen. She's wrapped up at ground level, and it's going to be a ball up straight in front of the Vermont goals. So let's see if they can get the clearance here and do something with it. Up goes the South Croydon ruckman. I think it was Adams, tackled there by McKellar, and they're going to wrap it up. In fact, the South Croydon ruckman is the number 15 that we're yet to identify, unfortunately. So Cap gets the tap down. Onto it is Bassano. She's going to try and swing round. She couldn't quite manage it. And from there is Cullen. The kick towards goal is going to just trickle over the boundary line, and it's going to be last touch rule. And Abby Marshall will take the kick in for South Croydon there in the pocket.
So Cullen in the action early. It'll be Marshall now with the last touch rule to send it out of her defensive 50. It's a lovely right football. The mark's been taken by McKellar, presenting down the line. She'll kick it about 15, only as far as Cullen, although it's through her legs. The ball's squirting about. No clean possession, although a South Croydon player picks it up. With a dribble kick inboard. Can they link up through hands? A great tackle's been laid. Not sure if he picked up a number there, although she's quick to move it on. It'll be Cap again, although roving it well was a good South Croydon player there. Only as far as Munyard.
Munyard with the kick, high ball towards the pocket. Umpire has picked out a free kick. The mark was taken anyway. And the kick will go to Danny Shepherd there. She took the mark well, but I think the umpire saw something there. It doesn't matter. So the kick on goal by Shepherd has gone straight through. Vermont to get their second. So impressive stuff here by Vermont. It's been living up their end so far. So like the one goal that South Croydon have had has been the one breakaway they had into their inside 50. So Vermont really controlling the action here early on.
It's good to see. It's been an entertaining start.
Yeah, absolutely.
Vermont with a 6-point advantage halfway through the first here as the two rucks go at it again. It's palmed down the throat of Johns. She'll drive it forward in the way of Allman. Off her hands. Shepherd tracks it at ground level. She picks it up cleanly to Morrison. Idmore now back to Johns. She dribbles it forward. Cullen will try and collect. Lays a tackle in the process. Chamberlain now. Can she burst clear? It's off her knee. It'll be Shepherd again with a high up and under. The mark's been taken by Bassano, who's been lively early, Jared.
Yeah, she has. She's been a good addition here to the forward line for Vermont. So she comes in purposefully once more. Another set shot for Vermont. The kick's on its way. Yeah, another goal for Vermont. That's 3 in the first quarter.
And 3 straight.
And 3 straight, exactly. Good kicking by the Eagles, and 3 set shots as well. So it's the marking inside 50 that's really standing out to me.
It's a good day to be a forward. They're getting some good delivery.
Yeah, absolutely.
As Cap palms it down again as we look back to the centre. It'll be a South Croydon player trying to collect it ground level, although Cullen on her hands and knees will handball it clear. It'll be Munyard trying to collect it. The ball bubbling about. Morrison will try and make amends, but although she's wrapped up, it'll be another ball up. So a stoppage riddled opening term here as it'll be Milky in the ruck now. Kicks out by Adams. It'll be into the centre. The ball trickling about on that pitch area. No clear winner.
So another stoppage, as you said, stoppage riddled this game so far. Cap gets the palm down, sharked by South Croydon. Got it away there was did O'Donnell, but it was picked up again, this time by Kristen Johns. Back into the centre and into the scrum goes the ball. South Croydon try to clear it. They managed to this time. It was a number 19 that, again, haven't identified her. She's not on our team sheet, so Martin takes it. She found the lead. That was a good spot-up kick there towards Tobin. She takes the mark, passes it off. Oh, a bit of a fresh airy there. She couldn't quite make contact with the ball. So Vermont to try and recover from here. Oh, South Croydon just get it away through a handball. And I think the umpires picked out a free kick for too high. And Vermont will clear it once again. So towards the wing. The mark wasn't taken by Shepherd that time. South Croydon contested well. And it was the tackle by Shepherd that wins out here for Vermont. From the wing. She's going to try and find a target inside forward 50. She hasn't quite done it. The ball has hit the ground. South Croydon to clear away once more. But the intercept mark has been taken well by Munyard. So Munyard, what can she do from there? From the inside 50, she sees Bassano again. It was a 3-on-1 situation though. Come to the fall of the ball. Did Gartland. She couldn't quite get the clear kick away. Allman is there to try and contest. South Croydon are going to need to remain firm in defence as they lay the tackle. And it's going to be a ball up inside forward 50 for Vermont.
So the two rucks will go at it again. It'll be Cat with a clear height advantage down the throat of Cullen. She kicks into the path of Allman, who manufactures a kick somehow with the one arm being held. The ball will trickle about as Morrison gives away the free kick. With a clearing kick out is the South Croydon defender. She kicks it into the waiting arms of Adams, who's got an option down the line. She'll send it that way. Although Johns, off her hands, unable to intercept. Chamberlain in there, laying a good tackle. The ball at ground level, bubbling about. Squirted out now to Johns. It'll be Bunyard now. Can she find a target by hand? It'll be Cat, the ruckman, standing still. Although McKellar now with a clearing kick inboard. It'll be off hands. The ball trickling about still, and the ball's manufactured sideways now, so the chase is on. It'll be Shepherd and a South Croydon forward. A 2-on-1 situation. Picking it up was 32 for Vermont. She sends it wide. Looks to have trickled out, although somehow kept in, Jared.
So it was kept in, and now it's about to go out, I think. So it's going to be last touch rule there. So the kick's going to go to Vermont. Through, I think this is Zoe Lynch over with the green helmet on the far side, just underneath the scoreboard. She kicks it inboard. Mark not taken by Cap. Running onto it is John. Colin, in fact, she picks it up, passes it to Maddie John. She took a flying shot at goal that trickles to the right, unfortunately, for Vermont. First blemish of the day here at Vermont Reserve. So we'll see who takes the kick in here for the Dogs. South Croydon, I'm not sure if we can pick up a number there. She's just got her back, her front to us, unfortunately. So the kick there goes down the line, nearly swallowed up whole by Munyard. The kick has fallen to ground. Good tackle by Munyard. That's going to be a ball up, however. It was Heather McMillan who took the kick in there for South Croydon, just to update you on that. So Cap gets the palm down, only as far as McKellar. But, tackle on Cullen. Ball spills free. Fighting for it at ground level is Cap, or in fact Chamberlain. And we'll have another ball up there at half forward for Vermont. Rucks will go at it again. Cap gets the palm down. She's had the ascendancy in the ruck all day. Cullen sees it just trickle over the line there for Vermont. And we'll get another ball up here at half forward. We'll see what Cap can do with it in the ruck here. Palms it down. Picking it up well was Lay, though. She sharked the tap. And she had a one-on-one down the line, taking it over Lynch, but not actually completing the mark there was Tanika Martin. Now, South Croydon going forward. It's at centre half forward. Nanis fighting for it at ground level, but she was beaten to it there. Trying to get the kick off the ground there for South Croydon. And it looks like it was a high contact free kick going to South Croydon, and it's going to be Prendergast, Katie Prendergast, to go for goal here. I think, does she have the distance in her? She's, I'd say, about 35 out, maybe 40 out even. She's setting up like she's about to go for it. Not much of an angle to contend with. She's made great connection. It's just going to fall short, however. And Lynch was there to get the clearing kick away. It's going to just trickle over the line. Is it? No, not quite helped over there by Prendergast. She actually got the kick away back into inside forward 50. Chamberlain there, though, to try and get the clearing kick. It's going to come straight back, though, for South Croydon. Picked up there. It was O'Donnell. And now it's been passed back off to 46, who, again, not on our team sheet. I'm sorry. So we'll see what Vermont can do with it here. They're actually going to clear it here. Back onto the wing. Kick off the ground there for Vermont, but it's just going to ricochet back. And now the stacks on the mill is... Oh, no, it's actually going to keep going here. Umpires let it go. Trickling out for South Croydon. They're going to try and, well, find a target. It was actually Vermont that picked it up. Got a high ball towards the center of the ground. Scooped up there by Morrison. Gee, South Croydon just holding firm here. Just really trying to stop the Vermont Tide from pushing forward. Now they get a clear possession. Well, no, it was only into space there for South Croydon. Vermont just kicking it towards their forward line, but it's trickled over the line. It's going to be a last touch rule to South Croydon. Gee, that was a that was a hell of a passage of play.
So Vermont now, they've had all the ascendancy in this opening turn as Chamberlain takes a good chest mark, uncontested, standing in the hole. She's got an option wide in Johns, unable to hit her up. The ball will trickle over with the last touch rule going the way of Wilkinson. So what can South Croydon muster up here in the final stages of the opening term? A high kick up and under down the line. It'll be off hands. Thrown out by the South Croydon player there in tight. Quick hands will burst about. And a clearing kick. It's in a 2-on-1 situation. It'll be... Although the balls... I looked down for a second and the balls ended up on the broadcasting side wing. And it'll find its way out of bounds.
Yeah, Vermont did well to get numbers to the ball there at centre-half back and clear it away.
So it'll be Lay now. She looks inboard. She's got an option in number 20 for South Croydon, in McCullough. What can she do? She'll send it to a hot spot inside 50. Rising high was Cap. She's easily to spot out with a clear height advantage, although the quick kicks
yeah, what a goal. I'm not sure if I can identify who that was.
Testing our eyesight.
Yeah.
Deep inside South Croydon's forward 50.
It might have been Tanika Martin in the 22 there that kicked it. She was the number that I saw there.
Good opportunistic snap in congestion there.
Yeah, that was impressive. I wasn't expecting that one to come out quite the way it did.
South Croydon put their second on the board.
Indeed. So tap down there by Cap, shocked by Cullen. She was swung around. And we'll get a secondary ball up. So can South Croydon... We don't have much time left, just half a minute left in this quarter. So O'Toole lays the tackle for South Croydon. Getting it out there. Wow, she extracted it well, did Cap, and the mark's been taken by Maddie Johns. Johns now to Allman. She was playing from behind, couldn't quite take it. And sharing it around there was Wilkinson. She's going to get the clearing kick for South Croydon. Just a few seconds left. Oh, the mark, not quite taken by Kristen Johns, but the siren's gone anyway, so nothing to be made of that contest. Well, so it's Vermont 3-1-19, South Croydon 2 straight 12. They did really well to keep in touch there, South Croydon, with limited opportunities.
Vermont had all the play inside their forward half. So to be within touching distance, kudos to South Croydon.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be interesting to see how they go in the second quarter here. So you've been listening to the Deakin University Women's Match of the Round, Week 5. This is Premier A Division action, Vermont versus South Croydon here from Vermont Reserve. We'll see you after the break. All right, we are back here at Vermont Reserve. This is Deakin University Women's Match of the Round, Week 5, Premier A action, Vermont versus South Croydon. Currently, we've got Vermont up 3-1-18 to South Croydon, 2 straight, 12. So, you know, limited opportunities for South Croydon during the first quarter, Trent, but they actually did well to keep in touch.
Yeah, so like you said, 7 points separating the two sides, but felt a lot more than that. If you're a Vermont fan, I mean, they had all the play up forward. It wasn't only to the late stages of that first term that South Croydon sort of could build some momentum, but we'll see what happens now with the goal-scoring end, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see if there is indeed a goal-scoring end. Hopefully it's this one. That would be nice for us. Make things a little easier on our eyes. So, hard to sort of like find some standouts for South Croydon as we, in terms of players, but as we get back into the action. So, going up in the ruck there is Cap. She's been dominant all last quarter in the ruck for Vermont, but it's going to be taken away here by South Croydon. You're going the wrong way there, Adams. She turns around. She was tackled there by Cap, spills away. Now, the kick for South Croydon, it goes out wide. Prendergast runs out to meet it on the wing. She's going to try and find another kick inboard. Yeah, good mark there, taken by Shanahan. She's going to run on with it. Kicks it out to, this is Tobin. She gets it to Shanahan, who snaps the goal. Well, right from the goal square there, Shanahan, that was well done.
Wow, so just how they drew it up, Jared.
Yeah, that was impressive. Good ball movement there for South Croydon, and not much Vermont could do about it in the end.
So that's huge if you're a South Croydon fan to get the first of the second term. It was a much needed goal and very important. So the two rucks will go at it again. Back in the centre we are. It'll be Adams again with a handball into the path of a 2-on-1 situation. Munyard set upon with a good claiming tackle by Wilkinson. The ball will trickle her out. It'll be Cullen on her hands and knees again, fighting with the South Croydon mid. As we have another ball up on centre wing. So Cap again. Not sure if there's a statistic on the hit-outs, but she'd be
100%, I think. That's the statistic I've got. So Cap, she got the tap down again. Cullen just extracts it from there. Tried to take the space in front of her, didn't manage to, but Johns was there for backup. That was Maddie. It's been taken away by South Croydon just about. No, Cullen was there. She was tackled. South Croydon fighting for it at ground level, and they were able to hold up the Vermont midfield as they were about to break away. So Cap once again, she just takes it out of the ruck that time. Actually manufactures a kick away. Scooped up there by De Silveira. Sorry, no, Morrison. Inside forward 50 for Vermont. But South Croydon to try and take it away from there. It's been picked up by McMillan. She's got time and space to kick it across goal. It was a little ill-advised, however, as that's going to be last possession rule. We were saying last touch in the first quarter. It's actually last possession rule. That's our mistake. And Vermont will take the kick on goal after that errant kick. It's going to be difficult for us to see exactly who that is in the pocket. She tries to go around the body. It's play on, however. South Croydon scooped it up, kicked it away, outside forward 50. Prendergast couldn't take the mark, and running onto it was Kristen Johns. She takes a flying shot at goal from there, but I think she pushed it left, unfortunately. So we'll get a kick in for South Croydon. It's going to go back to Heather McMillan.
So McMillan with the kick-out duties. She's got a stagnant options down the line. She'll head out onto the far side. Cap stands underneath it, off her hands. It'll be collected by Shepherd. She's set upon at ground level as they fight for it. And a ball up here. So it sits on the forward arc of Vermont. Christian Johns there laying a tackle, although Prendergast and Morrison combine. Either team's as a high kicks forward, and it'll be Bazzano with a good overhead mark, Jared.
Yep, Bazzano going for goal, or I don't think she has the distance in her. Definitely doesn't when she kicks it into the man on the mark there. So it's scooped up by that Curran for South Croydon. No mark taken there on the outer side for South Croydon, but they're going to win the contest anyway. The handball went over the top and running through centre there for South Croydon. It's going to be a kick inside forward 50. Saskia Nannis just picks it up. She's tackled though, well claimed. Is that holding the ball? No. Unfortunate for South Croydon, but they're going to run on with it here. It's O'Toole over the top here. Can she? Oh, she just runs into a tackle. And it's going to be a ball up. I thought South Croydon were a little unlucky to not get holding the ball against Nannis there. She did take a bit of time, but here we have the ball up in the forward line for South Croydon. We might have a scoring end down here, actually. It's looking promising, but South Croydon try to get it away into space. They're not going to manage to, so Munyard runs onto it. She didn't quite pick it up before she was tackled. So Martin gets the handball away. Kick inside forward 54. South Croydon. That was Stevenson Fuss. No, Shanahan, I'm afraid. Taken high, I think.
A throw.
Let's see. Oh, it was a throw, thanks, Trent. And so Vermont will take it away.
So she'll go long down the outer wing to a one-on-one situation. The mark's been taken by the captain, Johns. She wheels around, bumped as she kicked. It'll be into the path of Lee, tracking it, although out of bounds. And the last possession will go the way of South Croydon. She looks inboard now. She's kicked it straight down the throat of Cap. You'd be wanting to avoid her. Although South Croydon collect at ground level. It'll be Black who's unable to complete the mark. And in turn, a clearing kick by Vermont in the waiting arms of Curran, who's awarded a good chest mark. She looks inboard again. The mark's been taken by O'Donnell. Centre ground here. She sends a high up and under to a hot spot. It'll be Black off her hands. Her second efforts are good. She'll send a high up and under. Although standing in the hole is Shepherd with a good intercept mark.
That was a good mark by Danny Shepherd. She gets the kick outside forward 50. Mark not quite taken there by Cap. So she runs onto it, tries to contest it anyway, but it was stolen away from her by South Croydon. The kick nearly swallowed up by Nannis. It falls out the back though. Good tackle there by Lynch. Nearly goal saving, I'd say. And it was Shepherd to try and spirit it away for Vermont. Oh, the kick was smothered, however. And it looks like it's going to be a free kick going to Vermont. We'll see who it's going to end up with. It's Zoe Lynch. And she's going to search for options outside defensive 50 here for the Eagles. As they're suddenly on the back foot here, Vermont. South Croydon with most of the play here. O'Toole didn't quite get the kick away, but running inside forward 50 here, South Croydon. It's a tumbling ball, and it's going to be last possession rule once again. And Zoe Lynch will be the one to take it in the green helmet there. Pretty distinctive.
She stands out, doesn't she?
Yeah.
So she'll send the kick down the line. A clearing kick into the waiting arms of Cap again. She sends it down the line to Morrison, unable to complete the mark. It'll be off hands. South Croydon player will try and collect at ground level. Although it'll be Johns. Kristen Variety who gets it. The ball trickling about. Bees to a honeypot on that far side.
Yeah, indeed.
Numbers swarming
And so we've got another ball up there out on the wing. So Cap gets the tap down. South Croydon try to get it away. It's a high ball. It's a skied one for South Croydon. Mark not taken by Kristen Johns. O'Toole was tackled immediately and tackled too high. So South Croydon to thrust once more inside forward 50. O'Toole. It's a high ball. She's trying to find Black. She couldn't quite take the mark though. At ground level is Lynch. Black to pick it up again. Handball out in front of a teammate, but she couldn't quite make it there. And Cullen was to try and get it away. South Croydon still fighting for it, though. They've got good frontal pressure here, South Croydon. They're going to close in and try and stop Vermont from getting the kick away. So picked up by Adams. High ball towards, well, it was towards Lynch, really. And Lynch was given the free kick there. It was, I think, interference in the marking contest by Adams. So Lynch to try and clear. Vermont really fighting to get it out of their defensive 50. The mark nearly taken there by McMillan. So it's a tumbling kick. Just two South Croydon players out here. Lay picks it up. A kick straight down the throat of the captain, Maddie Johns, though.
Johns now, so she's got options down the line. It'll go the way of Pinolo out there, although running onto it was a South Croydon player who sticks it back down the throat of Johns. Set up the wall. So she sends it back down the line. Cap will try and contest airily, although Chamberlain at ground level sends a handball out. And it'll be Bazzano in there. The ball will be so it'll be a stoppage now on the centre wing side.
So here we go, another ball up here. Cap to contest once again. She taps it down to a teammate who was tackled immediately, but she was tackled in the back, and that teammate is Maddie Johns, unfortunately, for South Croydon, because her disposal's been pretty decent so far today. She tried to set it up inboard for Vermont, but the intercept was, well, not quite taken by South Croydon, and now they're fighting for it. O'Toole, the ball squirts out to her, or she just gets a scrubber, and it's just straight back to Munyard. She gets a scrubber down towards the wing as well. She's going to try and run onto it herself. She's not going to quite take clean possession. Fighting for it at ground level once more, Vermont. It's another scrap there, and it's going to be a ball up just about in the center of the ground here, as Vermont just trying to thrust their way forward. It's not quite working out for them as well as it did during the first quarter. Just paddling it along the ground was Maddie Johns. Coming out to meet it was Lee, but getting it away for South Croydon now. The mark taken by Prendergast. She's kicked it down. Oh, not quite taken there, though, by South Croydon. So Phillips will get it away, and it will intercept mark not quite taken by O'Toole. Picking it up at ground level, South Croydon again, once more tackled. And we'll have, oh, it's holding the ball there. So good tackle laid by Bassano. She's been good today, Bassano, up forward. A kick towards centre half forward. It's just spilled out the back, and South Croydon will try and get it away once more. And it might just trickle over the line here. So it's going to be a last possession free kick, unless Vermont are able to pick it up before it gets there. So Johns, Kristen, she kicks it towards their forward line. It's just completely rebounded, however, back onto the wing. Nanis couldn't quite pick it up. And it looks like it's going to be a free kick to Vermont.
So kick inboard now. It'll be Bazzano who collects at ground level. Tries to, although a free kick's been picked out, holding the ball. And it'll go the way of Bazzano, I believe there. As both sides trying to wrestle back momentum here. Try and gain that upper hand.
Yeah, it's been a close one in the past 5 minutes. It's been really back and forth.
So it'll be Bassano now. Awarded the holding the ball free kick. She's 50 out. She sends a high up and under to a hot spot. Allman flies 5 deep, although at ground level now, South Croydon try and exit with a clearing kick into the path of O'Donnell. And the mark's been taken. She's got a one-on-one down the line. Leading is Tobin. Can she mark? Unable to. She'll get a handball inboard now Fantastic by hand there. Lynch tracks it now. Defensive 50 and she'll handball inboard to Shepherd now with a clearing kick down the line. It'll go the way of Wilkinson. She stood out for South Croydon so far. It'll be Munyard now, inboard to Bazzano. And a one-on-one with Allman and Marshall now. Allman collects. Did she get boot to ball? No. A goal-saving tackle there by Marshall.
That was well done by Marshall. She gets the clearing kick away. Scooped up there by Curran. She's been the general off half-back for South Croydon, but that time the kick has gone a little bit wide. So last possession free kick awarded this time to Kristen Johns. She searches for a target. She sees a lead up. She didn't quite spot her up with the kick, but the handball ended up going towards her. Bazzano didn't quite take the mark there as it came inside forward 50 for Vermont. And Munyard to try and paddle the ball in front of her. Takes a snap around the body. It's going to head towards the goals, but it was a little bit wide. So another point there to Vermont as South Croydon will try and kick it in here and try and escape. They might be facing the same conundrum as Vermont did just a few minutes ago, 6 or 7 minutes ago, when they were trying to get it outside of their defensive 50. So she's going to lift the ball aloft, signaling she'll go for a trot and go long, and she went too wide, and it's going to be last possession free kick there. We've got Morrison, I believe, Cara Morrison out there for Vermont. It's going to be an interesting attempt at inside 50 here. She couldn't quite find a target. Once again, it's going to be a contest. Play on, says the umpire. Scooped up by South Croydon, but straight back to Johns. Johns now. Tumbling ball inside forward 50. Munyard comes out and takes the mark. It was a good lead and a good kick into space there out in front of Munyard. She signals that she's going to go for it. I'm skeptical, though. I'm not sure if she quite would have the distance. Happy for her to prove me wrong, though.
Love the confidence here from Munyard. She's gestured having a shot goalward. She walks in now. It'll take her best effort. She sends a high up and under. Allman stands underneath it along with Cap. Collecting it at ground level might have been Cullen there, and she's set upon with a good tackle. It was Morrison, in fact. And a clearing kick now only as far as Chamberlain. Unable to complete the chest mark. Follows up at ground level, and there'll be a forward half stoppage. So as we tick down the dying minutes of this second term, just the one goal going the way of South Croydon here, I believe. As they collect at ground level with a clearing kick, Lynch and Phillips will work in tandem to send it back inboard with Chamberlain kicking it inside 50. It'll be Gartland collecting it at ground level, sending a high up and under. It'll be Cap now collecting, and she kicks a great goal. An opportunistic snap from about 10 metres out, a tough angle.
That was impressive. She didn't quite take the mark, but just as quick as you like, sprung back to action, got the boot to the got a boot on the ball and straight through the goal. That was incredible. She stood out for Vermont. She's been fantastic today as Cap. So Vermont up now, 4-3-27. South Croydon 3 straight 18. We've got just 3 minutes left in this quarter. Back to Cap, taps it down. Maddie Johns gets it forward. The intercept mark taken well, however, by Curran for the Bulldogs. She kicks it out wide. So that's Adams there. She scoops it up, passes it off. Kick inboard there for South Croydon. No mark quite taken. Nannis is there. She scoops it up, gets a little scrubby kick down the line. Not quite far enough for anything to really count, and there was another scrap there, and Bulldogs held it up pretty well. So back into the ruck contest. Cap taps it down. It was sharked by Lay though, and then the Bulldogs get it away inside forward 50, running onto it here. This is good work here by Black. She finds her right boot, but it's going to be all Vermont. Oh, she dropped what she should have taken there, did Mielke, and was able to rush it over the line there for a rush behind going towards South Croydon.
She did well there to follow up after dropping the chest mark at first, but so a minor score for South Croydon. It's a clearing kick down the line, bouncing off the chest of Marshall there, or O'Donnell it was in fact. Won't matter now as they send it inboard though, only as far as Johns, who seems to be standing up in these big moments.
Yep.
She'll send it through the corridor now. Cap standing underneath it. It's off her hands. She might have been infringed in the marking contest. Like collecting it at ground level with South Croydon. Nanis in there, working in a phone box. Will try and collect. De Silva lays the tackle. Or Munyard it was in fact. So there'll be another stoppage. Umpires ending their keep today. The ball thrown up and it'll be kicked out now. Lynch stands underneath it. Although the mark's been taken in front spot by the South Croydon forward. She'll play on quickly now to the one-on-one contest where Mielke tries to defend. It'll be Black now, collecting at ground level. She tries to spin her way out of trouble. O'Toole now in that long sleeve. There's a kick inboard now. Lynch will try and defend along with Nannies. Or Nanis. So a forward half stoppage. Looking promising for South Croydon here as the ball's tossed aloft. It'll be Nanis now unable to get boot to ball. So another ball up. 30 seconds to play here, Jared.
Yep. So the forward line efficiency for South Croydon seems to have dried up a little bit. Vermont have really congested this forward line for South Croydon, so it's looking a lot harder for them to score now that they're going forward a little more frequently, the Bulldogs. Cullen tried to take it, but it was South Croydon in the end who ended up tackled with it. Good tackling there by Phillips. She did really well to stop that from getting free. Once again, Vermont's pressure proving to prevail there, and the halftime siren is gone. So Vermont are up 4-3-27 to South Croydon 3-1-19. They've extended their lead a little bit now, Vermont. They've done well. They've managed to stop South Croydon from wrestling back momentum because it was looking a little bit dicey there, sort of like towards the, in the middle of that quarter.
So they managed to hold on there in the dying stages of that second term. You could hear the Vermont bench from where we are situated, vocal with their instructions to flood numbers back.
Yep.
To try and prevent a score late, which was their downfall in the first quarter.
Yeah, indeed. Vermont had the run of play a couple times there. South Croydon had the run of play a couple times there in terms of, they had it locked inside their forward 50 for quite a while during the middle of the quarter and then towards the end. That was promising signs for South Croydon to be able to take it up to them in the contest, but Vermont stopping them from scoring. So we will return to you fairly soon. This has been Deakin University Women's Match of the Round, Week 5, Vermont versus South Croydon. We'll be coming back to you for the third quarter very soon. And we are back here at Vermont Reserve for the Deakin University Week 5 round of the game. This is South Croydon versus Vermont. I'm Jared Beanland. This is Trent Callan right here.
Thanks, Jared. An action-packed day ahead here at Vermont Reserve. Oh, sorry, just muted myself.
Yeah.
No, thanks, Jared. An action-packed day here ahead at Vermont Reserve. We've got the reserves to follow and then the seniors at 2:30. So
Yeah, Vermont versus Berwick.
if you're in the area, pop in down.
Yeah.
Pop on down.
Should be good. Should be good. So we've got Vermont 4-3-27. South Croydon 3-1-19 to start the third quarter. So we'll see how we go. Vermont have had the run of play pretty much the whole of the first quarter, but then it was a lot more even in the second quarter. Cap palms it down. She can't quite get the ball away though, as Maddie Johns was wrapped up. We'll have a secondary ball up here to start the third quarter. So up goes Cap once more. Johns was tackled a little bit by O'Toole before she had it. Trying to get away there was Griffin. She couldn't quite get the kick away. O'Toole once again. Her handball just finds a pack. Griffin once more. She tried to feed it out. Griffin goes again with a tackle, but Vermont get a scrubby kick away, only as far as Curran. O'Toole's there again. Curran palms it off. Sorry, no, it ended with Curran. She gets a kick down, but the mark was taken there by Shepherd. Her kick goes straight back to Curran, so a bit of kick to kick here to open the third quarter. Her kick, however, goes wide and into space. Fighting for it there was Munyard. She couldn't quite handle it, though. The ball was turned over by South Croydon, but it's come straight back. This is Prendergast. She actually shrugged the tackle really well there. Follows up. Carlin is there for Vermont and will get a ball up there on the wing, just on the broadcast side.
As a South Croydon player rushes off to the bench under the blood rule, it looks like.
Blood. I think it's Black. Yep, it's Taylor Black.
Fingers crossed, all is well there. So back to the centre now as Cullen roves well. Unable to get boot to ball. They'll fight for it at ground level. And a secondary ball up in the same spot. So an evenly poised affair here at Vermont Reserve as Johns clears the kick inboard. It'll be Da Silveira who tracks it. By hand, she's clean, although the smother applied there by the South Croydon defender prevents the inside 50 kick. Tackled without it there was Johns. She follows up at ground level through the legs of Cullen. She'll try and tackle, although the South Croydon player escapes and sends a high up and under sideways to the wing. Area tracking it is Prendergast. She's been in the action early. Wilkinson manufactures some sort of handball. Tracking it's Gartland now at ground level. She'll soccer off the ground. There's McMillan to mop up in defence, although the ball's still bubbling about. Morrison and Chamberlain fight for it. McKellar's held with it, so it'll be a ball up inside Vermont's forward 50. With the two rucks go at it again. Cap decisively down to Morrison. Tackling there without it. Chamberlain just laying in her back. So it'll be a South Croydon free kick. McKellar. She wheels around, Jared.
So that was McKellar of the Maggie variety. She kicks it down. Good mark taken there by Brooke Smith. She's going to try and get around her opponent in Shepherd there, but Shepherd laid the tackle. The ball spilled out in the tackle, and it was holding the ball. So Shepherd gets a spearing ball into forward 50. Out to mid it was Allman. Tackled there was Gartland. She was taken around the neck there by Maggie McKellar. So she's going to go back and try and slot the fifth for Vermont. So this is going to be a good start to the third quarter for the Eagles if Gartland can make this kick. It's on its way. It's looking a little wide there to the right, and it's going to be one behind. Vermont 4-4-28, South Croydon 3-1-19.
So Gartland there, not up to the task. It was a tough shot from the angle. Question of accuracy, but it'll be a minor score. So 4-4-28 plays South Croydon 3-1-19 to start this third term. There's the kick-in duties by the South Croydon defender here. She'll come to our side here, the broadcasting side wing, to a 2-on-1 off hands there of McKellar. And the last possession rule will go the way of Gartland again in a similar spot. Creeping the mark was McKellar though, and Gartland's awarded a downfield free kick.
Bit of a head wobble.
So from the same spot just about, she makes amends. And she's stoked about it too. So she should be.
Yeah, absolutely. Had a cider and went back and, yeah, as you said, made amends.
So funny game football. She had 2 attempts from practically the same spot, Jared.
Absolutely. So Gartland in the action early here in the third quarter for Vermont, as they are up now 5-4-34 to South Croydon, 3-1-19. Really starting to extend the lead here, the Eagles, as we find our way back in the middle. So let's see if the defense for South Croydon can hold up here. Cap will get the tap down again, as usual, as she's done all day. Running onto it here is Griffin. She can't quite get the ball away. It was Tobin there as well. So South Croydon to clear here. And the mark's been taken by Maggie McKellar. She goes, takes the space in front of her and kicks well. It was nearly intercepted there by Vermont as it goes towards the forward line for South Croydon. Vermont take possession again. I think it was a high tackle there, and the Eagles will try and win it away once more. So the kick goes towards Cap, but mark not taken. And it's going to be a ball up right there in the centre. So a brief thrust forward by South Croydon through Maggie McKellar, who's been good today. I've liked McKellar's work, but nothing doing there for the Bulldogs. So once again, it's Maddie Johns fighting at ground level, and another ball up here for, well, right in the centre there. South Croydon really trying to push now. Griffin passes it out. That was McKellar, Kate McKellar, that is, towards centre half forward. But Vermont to win it again, this time through Munyard. The kick is out into space, so the race is on. Winning it there is Morrison. She picks it up, tries to shrug a tackle, gets the handball to Cullen. Well, it wasn't a handball according to the umpire, and it's going to be a free kick going the way of Caitlin Adams there out on the wing for South Croydon.
So Adams laying a good tackle there on Morrison. She'll send a kick down the line. It'll be off hands now at ground level. There is Johns. She'll send it forward now. Da Silveira in amongst 2, sandwiched. She'll try and follow up though with a good consecutive effort. At ground level there is Cullen, I believe, as she's done all day. So Cap again to do battle in the ruck against the no-name 15. It'll be Tobin now with a clearing kick down the line, and
mark.
Strong hands there by Martin. She'll play on quickly, turn and spin. Milky unable to complete the mark. At ground level there, fighting about. Although clearing, with a clearing kick now to Cullen. Off the bench, Nanas. She'll try and follow up. Cap in there, working in tight with an off-the-ground soccer, although another ball up.
So ball up here on the wing. And we'll see what South Croydon can do with it here, because Vermont have had the advantage in the clearances because of Cap, essentially. But the clearance here goes to South Croydon. The mark has been taken by Lay, or she played on, a little ill-advised. She tried to find the right boot, but was smothered. She's going to try and follow up here, but it's Vermont with the possession. Nanas trying to drag it in. It's not going to happen, though, as the umpire is circling. Lay lays a tackle, and it's going to be another ball up there at right half forward for the Bulldogs. So you can see the endeavour. They're trying to move it on quickly here, the Bulldogs, but Vermont good enough to hold it up. Cullen takes it. She was tackled. Another ball up. And as we've said all day, Cap has had the ascendancy in the ruck. She taps it down once again. It's into space this time. So running onto it, I think that was Adams. She couldn't quite take it. It ends up with Tobin. She was tackled well by Chamberlain. But it's spilt onwards. Griffin there by the boundary line. And I think she was tackled over. Oh, no, she was, must have been a throw or holding the ball or something of the like there. So Vermont, that's a high ball towards the wing. Maggie McKellar couldn't quite take the intercept mark. It's come to ground level. Chamberlain was in there as well, ripping it out of there. South Croydon, that was well done by Wilkinson, but she was tackled. And it's going to be a ball up there once again on the wing. So good contest work here by both teams. Just to hold each other up, no real free flow, but it was Maddie Johns that gets it to sister Kristen. She can't quite take clean possession, so she boots it off the ground. Inside forward 50 here for Vermont, picked up by Shepherd. She spins round. Oh, she's got an open goal in front of her. Can they run onto it here? Gartland is there. She snaps. Great goal by Gartland, second for the quarter. Wonderful ball movement there by Vermont from the wing, through the middle, inside forward 50. Great stuff there as Vermont boot through their sixth. Oh. It was a behind. I love that.
Not sure what game you're watching there, Jerry. They had me fooled though.
Yeah.
The umpire signalled a goal.
Yeah.
But the goal umpire might have overruled him.
So. That's what I was watching. We're all going to have one. Take it away, Trent, as I hide my embarrassment.
Right, Jared, happens to the best of us. So it'll be a minus score for Vermont with Gartland. A touch ball off her boot. She'll try and follow up, though, in the action, it seems, early here. South Croydon collect at centre ground. Lay will collect at ground level. Black now with a clearing kick forward. It'll be a one-on-one situation down forward with Lee winning out for Vermont. She'll handball over to Johns. Send her high up and under down the line. And it'll be Curran now, stepping through traffic. She'll send a down the line kick off the hand of Tobin. Or Prendergast it was, in fact. She follows up at ground level with a second effort, laying a good, strong tackle on a Vermont player who's on all fours at the moment. Fingers crossed she is okay as the trainers rush to her aid.
Yeah, I'm looking at the screen here. I can't quite make out exactly who it is. Gee, she's holding her head in her hands there. It's not a great look as the trainers run out. We'll try and see who it is soon.
So obviously hoping all is well here. There'll be a brief stop in play, and rightly so, as the umpires give her the time she needs to gather herself.
Might be Lee potentially. Marissa Lee, maybe, but that is a tentative guess. As she comes off the ground, it looks like it might have been a poke in the eye as well. She's holding the towel there to her eye there. So we'll keep an eye on that, see exactly who it is. So it is an unfortunate incident there. We'll just see what the state of play is right now. Because I'm not entirely sure where the ball is either, as we're just waiting for...
so it'll be a ball up on the far wing side.
Cool, thank you. I'll watch to see who exactly this is while you watch the play, Trent. She still hasn't quite cleared the field here, though, yet.
So it'll be a ball up now. Just keep an eye on that for me. Jared is in tight there, working his Cullen on her hands and knees. She's set upon with a good, strong tackle, and it'll be another ball up. So Cap again, overreaching. The ball bubbling about, and there'll be another ball up. So...
Yep, I was right. It was Marissa Lee.
Marissa Lee, hopefully all is well there. As the ball's trickling about on the far side now. Chamberlain tries to tackle a high up and under ball by the South Croydon as Lay tries to get boot to ball. She's unable. The ball still bubbling about. Nannis tries to manufacture a kick in tight. Chamberlain picks up at ground level. The smother by Lay. She's got a good turn of foot on her, and she follows up, laying a good tackle. So Play on words there, Jared.
Sorry? Play on words? Yeah, that was solid. All right. So, back to the ball up, and it's out on the wing there still. Feeding it through hands with Vermont. Pretty sure it was the John sisters. And it looks like it's going to be another ball up. Oh, no, it's just spilled free there for South Croydon. Tackled was Prendergast. Chamberlain fighting for it, however, and they go again, South Croydon. Looks like looks like it's going to be holding the ball there. So it was Cullen caught. No, it wasn't Cullen caught. She was just the one handing it back to her teammate here. So Vermont with the free kick from the wing. Loading up now. Out the back there was McMillan. She couldn't quite take the mark, but it was taken away by Wilkinson. Good defensive work there by South Croydon combining, but back through Johns. That was Kristen. Just inside 50 there for Vermont. The contest ensues. McMillan was there, and Wilkinson again at ground level. She was knocked over. Spills out to McKellar. Good intercept mark there taken by Nanis. That was well done under duress. So she's going to look for a target. Inside forward 50. Ullman is there. She's been quiet so far. Lay scoops it up. That was good speed. Great pickup. She can get it away for South Croydon. She got it now to Markin. Tanika Martin, that is. Steaming out of defence there for Vermont was Mielke, but she couldn't quite take it. This time it was, I think that was Phillips, and the mark's been taken by Munyard. So Vermont to rebound once more. Munyard sees Bassano there, but it's McKellar of the Maggie variety who couldn't quite take it. O'Toole is there. She was swallowed up in a good tackle by Cullen, and will have a ball up basically in the centre of the ground.
So it sits on the synthetic pitch there. 5-5-35 plays South Croydon 3-1-19. If you're just joining us, it'll be Johns now who's tackled. And the whistle blown, another ball up. So Cap to do battle again. She palms it down to Morrison, although it's off her hands. And a clearing kick by South Croydon. Lynch will track it. She's in pursuit. She bumps off Martin with a show of force. And it'll be Shepherd now who kicks an inboard little dribble kick only as far as Prendergast, who handballs inboard. Collecting well was McKellar, although she fumbled at the crucial stage. And it'll be Cullen now who sends a high up and under Allman's way. Numbers favour Vermont at ground level as Gartland tracks it. She'll try and handball out to Morrison, who's gang tackled. And it'll be locked in there with a forward half stoppage again, Jared.
So, what can Vermont manufacture from here? Cap just takes it out of the ruck, skids a ball towards the goal square. It just drifted right as Allman nearly forced it through there for a goal for Vermont. Not quite this time. At least we know that it was a behind. So to take the kick in, McMillan for South Croydon. We'll see where she goes with this. Score update, it's Vermont 5-6-36, South Croydon 3-1-19. So South Croydon definitely on the back foot here and has continued to be so during this third quarter. Wrapped up was Johns, taken out of it there, and the whistle's gone. It was too high, and the free kick is going to go to South Croydon. They're going to try and find some space out here on the broadcast side. It was taken by Prendergast. Her kick finds a 2-on-1. It's just gone over the back of both of them. Picked up here by Shepherd. She finds Nanis. Nanis fought her way through a tackle. That was well done. Back into the centre here for Vermont, but it's going to be Curran for South Croydon. Oh, she was tackled. Well done, Cullen. Curran on Cullen action there. That was wonderful. Wonderful tackle by Holly Cullen, and she is going to be awarded the free kick for holding the ball as Vermont will load up once more to try and go inside forward 50 here.
Tackle of the day, it has to be said there, Jared.
I reckon so.
So 90 seconds to play here in the third term. Standing underneath it was Bassano, unable to complete the mark. South Croydon follow up at ground level. A handball out now to McMillan, who will drive it down the line. Cullen again stands underneath it. The pressure gauge is certainly lifted here as McKellar sends a kick further down the line into the waiting arms of Smith, who will send it forward now to a one-on-one battle with Milky winning out. So they're end-to-end stuff, unable to complete it though. South Croydon as Munyard sends it back to that outer wing side. Tracking it there is Adams. She's set upon in a dumping tackle there by Lynch with the green helmet.
So Lynch was tackled there. It spilled out to South Croydon. Oh, good tackle laid, but it's spilt free to South Croydon there now. Vermont's pressure's been really good this quarter, but Prendergast in the centre of the field. She runs on with it onto the right. Can they get a last shot at goal here? South Croydon before the quarter runs out. Not quite. Prendergast tried to follow up. The ball spilt free inside forward 50, and Vermont to rebound once again. Oh, Curran couldn't quite take the intercept mark. It's come to Morrison. Now tackled. McKellar, that was well done. South Croydon win it back again. This time, McKellar just gets the kick away, but Lynch is there to take the intercept mark. She's going to run on with it here. Only a few seconds left. No real chance for Bassano as the siren goes at three-quarter time. This is the Deakin University women's match. Round 5, Premier A action. Vermont versus South Croydon. Vermont is up 5-6-36. South Croydon 3-1-19. South Croydon just not quite able to make up the ground that they need to.
So the clock beating a last gasp effort there from Vermont as they tried end-to-end stuff in transition there. So it'll be South Croydon with the goal scoring end, it has to be said, in this final term.
Indeed, indeed.
We'll wait and see if they can take advantage of that on the other side.
Absolutely. And we are back at the Deakin University women's match. Week 5, this is Premier A action, Vermont versus South Croydon. We're about to get into the final quarter, and South Croydon have a lot of ground to make up, don't they, Trent?
It's a good little battle unfolding here, and it all comes down to this last quarter. So we'll wait and see what South Croydon can do to try and draw back that deficit.
Yeah, it is a bit of a deficit, and as well, like the scoring shots kind of show us a bit of a story as well. Like it's only been 4 scoring shots to, well, we don't have the scoreboard up right now, but I think 8 or so, like 7 or 8, maybe even more. As South Croydon break from the huddle, and we'll be back underway once again. And honestly, the ascendancy has been granted to Vermont by Cap. Abby Cap has been excellent in the ruck. The Johns sisters out of the centre, Colin as well. Like it's a bit of an all-star lineup from the middle for Vermont.
Well, it's the Vermont midfielders who are getting first use, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. Each time. You can see also Nanas lining up in the centre as well for this quarter.
So that seems to be a change by the coach.
Yep.
There.
We'll see. We'll see how that pans out for them. So it's 5-6-36 Vermont to 3-1-19 South Croydon. As we're just waiting to get underway, and here we go. So from the centre, we've got Cap going up, gets the tap down. I feel like I've said that all day. O'Toole, though, roves it. That was well done by her. Kicks it out into space. It was picked up by Phillips. She couldn't quite do much with it. And with the ball there, South Croydon, they've shoved it into their forward 50 through sheer gumption. They've kicked it towards goal, but the intercept marks there been taken by Mielke, and she will try and spirit it away for Vermont. Left foot ball out towards left half back for Vermont, but the mark's been taken well there by South Croydon. Good intercept mark. So she switches it up. She gets it across to O'Toole, improving the angle but not the distance. No mark taken there for either team. Inside forward 50 for South Croydon. It's a scrap at ground level, and Johns wraps it up.
So just keeping an eye on Shepherd there. She's playing sort of the goalkeeper role, so that could come in handy for Vermont here as the kick's manufactured forward into the path of Shepherd, although it'll trickle out rather unluckily there, the bad bounce. So she'll send it deep outside of Vermont's defensive 50. Standing underneath it was Cap, unable to complete the mark. At ground level there is Martin, sort of fumbling about. The ball's squirted out now to the blue boots of a South Croydon player. Into the path of Prendergast, in fact. It's a bit of a mouthful. She collects it again there with a handball inboard to Black. All on her own is O'Donnell here. John's unable to man her up quick enough to take the chest mark. We've seen a couple of set shots from this angle. What can O'Donnell manufacture here? An all-important goal. Her kick forward straight over the goal umpire's hat. So they draw first blood in this last term.
That is an important first goal here for South Croydon. They're back now within 11 points. So if they can push, they might actually have Vermont on the ropes here if they're able to replicate what they're able to do there.
It's an uphill battle for sure, but that certainly helps.
Yeah, they've been efficient going forward as well. The 4-1-25 is definitely evidence of that. So back into the centre here. Can Vermont stem the tide? Cap taps it down, but Lay was there to shark it. Johns, however, thwarts that. High ball towards centre half forward. No mark taken there for Vermont. It's a bit of a scrap. It's out into space now. Picked up, I think, by Griffin there. That was well done. It might have been actually Wilkinson. No mark taken. Nanis is there to contest. She lays the tackle on O'Toole. It was a good tackle as well. But it's going to be a ball up out on the wing there, as Vermont just stopped that thrust forward by South Croydon. Another ball up. Out to Cullen. She was tackled without it. So free kick going to Vermont. What can Cullen do? Is she going to look for the switch, or is she going to go down the line?
She's reaping the awards of getting her hands dirty in traffic there. She'll send a kick down the line. It'll be Bassano who collects it at ground level. Fans it wide into the path of Gartland. Johns now. She tracks it, although she lays the tackle on McKellar there, and we'll have a ball up on the forward 50 arc for Vermont. So Cap again, you could almost pencil that in. She wins the hit out. Although a free kick's been picked out as the whistle's blown, and it'll go her way. So she goes to the hot spot. Standing there is Munyard. She completes a good overhead mark. Has she got the distance?
Well, she certainly thought so before. She's had a shot from about there in the second quarter, I think it was.
So the mouth guard goes in the sock again. Confidence being shown by Munyard here. 40 out directly in front. What can she manufacture? It's a high up and under. She hasn't got a good piece of it. Standing underneath it was Da Silveira. And she's been awarded a free kick in the marking contest.
Well,
so the coach's daughter.
Yeah.
Can she be full of praise here? She's got a set shot kick 20 out on a slide angle. And it will fade just to the left. Off target for a minor score.
Yeah, she pushed it a little bit left there. Overkicked it, I think, a little bit. So, on the kick-in. I think this is McMillan here for South Croydon. She's been doing the kick-ins all day. She's looking for options out there, out wide. McKellar couldn't quite take the mark. No, the mark was taken by the girl in front, and it was Maddie Johns. Captain of Vermont, inside forward 50 for her. Allman stands under it, couldn't quite take the mark. It's going to fall to ground. And a good tackle's been laid there on Wilkinson. Or in fact, not Wilkinson, that was Fitzgerald, I think. So, out of there was Shanahan, in fact. And it's going to come straight back there for Vermont. Taken by Lynch on the wing. Let's see what we can do with it here for Vermont. Back to centre half forward. Scooped up by Wilkinson for South Croydon. She kicks it out into space. Running onto it is De Silveira. She couldn't take it. South Croydon now recover it. They're just fighting for it there is Lay. She shows it round. The kick forward was smothered there by Johns, however. Johns scoops it up, though. That was well done. She gave it straight up to Lay, though. She passes it off. I think that was Griffin. The kick towards left half, right half forward there for South Croydon was scooped up, however. Centered ball, but the intercept was made by South Croydon. Back inside forward 50. Black is there fighting for it. She was tackled, ripped to ground by Lynch, and we'll have a ball up there inside forward 50 for South Croydon.
So can South Croydon get a run on here? They've got one on the board to start. The ball's trickling out of that defensive 50. South Croydon collect. It'll be Panolo there, who sets upon Griffin. And it'll be that 15, the no-name that we speak of. Goes inboard now, and a great mark's been taken there by Adams, opposed to Munyard. So with the blue boots, she sends her high up and under. Lynch stands underneath it, opposed to Black. Milky will collect at ground level. The ball trickling about. It's been picked up by Black, and she kicks a right foot snap, an opportunistic snap, straight through the middle.
Well, they're drawing closer. Just the 6-point margin now.
So alarm bells ringing out for Vermont here as the 6-point margin, a goal apiece separating the two sides here at Vermont Reserve.
Yep.
Momentum certainly the way of South Croydon at the moment.
Goodness me, this is going to be interesting here. Can they get the clearance here? I mean, it's going to be Cap. She's been the bulwark of the Eagles all day. We see Chamberlain join the centre circle as Cullen came off for a rest. Cap taps it down. No real clearance here for Vermont. Oh, now there we go. That was well done by Morrison. No mark taken down forward for Vermont. Running onto it there, kicking it off the ground. I think was Johns. She fought through. Oh, my word. I think it was Johns. That kick off the ground scored the goal. Let's have a proper look.
Might have been Gartland.
Might have been Gartland. Yeah, I think you're right. Goodness me.
So something out of nothing there, and off the ground soccer.
Yeah, and that's the sort of opportunistic stuff that Vermont need when they go forward at the moment, since South Croydon have really been locking them up as they go down there.
So the coach of South Croydon would be pulling his hairs out right now as the Rucks go at it again. So this game's set up. An enthralling finish coming up. As out on the wing we are. Nanas now. She'll send an inboard kick. It'll be Munyard to track it. She wins the race by foot. Pushed as she kicked. We'll send her high up and under into the waiting arms of Lay. So an inboard kick now. They'll try and switch it. What can they manufacture now on that outer side? So Lay, she's time travelled. It mustn't have been her before. She sends a kick inboard now. 2-on-1 situation. John stands underneath it. A handball out by South Croydon. Will bubble about. It'll be Morrison now who collects it. Drives it down the line. Bassano and Wilkinson and Garland all there. So the names we've called a lot of times today. O'Toole with the long sleeve. She'll pick it up cleanly. And we'll send a kick inboard. Lays there. She's been lively early to start this last term, Jared.
Yeah, she has. So, fighting for it on the wing there, Vermont. It's an absolute scrap in there, but coming away with it there, South Croydon. She passes it off inside forward 50 here, looking for Prendergast. She goes up, couldn't quite take the mark. To mop up is Shepherd. Can she pick it up at ground level? Yes, she can. Oh, good smother there on Pinolo. That was well done by South Croydon. And now to try and provide backup was Munyard. Lay, though, feeds it out. Nanis, however, was there to intercept. Her kick intercepted again in turn. So Lay couldn't quite scoop it up from the kick there from her teammate. She does now. Gets the handball out. Looking for a bit of a 2-on-2 here situation. It was Prendergast. And now back to Black. Can she snap her second for the quarter? Not quite. Looking at the goalkeeper there, we've got Phillips. She shares it around with Mielke. And, oh, no intercept mark taken there for South Croydon as Lynch gets it away. And there's the intercept mark that South Croydon were looking for in O'Toole. Sarah O'Toole. She'll wheel back. Kicks a bit of a floater. No mark taken there by Johns. It spills out to, I think it was Phillips. Now we've got South Croydon trying to recover the ball, trying to make the most of that inside 50. But it's Bazzano now getting it down towards Vermont's inside 50. Good attack there by South Croydon. Nothing doing, though. Oh, she just dodges, weaves, can't quite make her way through, gets a bit of a scrappy kick away. Munyard was there, though. Kick off the ground by Vermont. It was a centering ball, though, only in favour of South Croydon, so they're going to scoop it up and run with it. She had a bit more space, I think, to work with, so the kick was swallowed up by Phillips, and Vermont to rebound as South Croydon desperately trying to get those 2 goals that they need to tie things up. Onto the wing now. Good mark taken there by Vermont. Safe hands, and it's Abby Capp, of course it is. She stood up in the moments that have mattered. The kick towards, forward 50, but she's turned it over. O'Toole now. And this is going to be another turnover. Kick to kick with Cap and O'Toole. So, Cap goes again. We'll see what she can do with it this time. O'Toole's there again. Just went over her head. Bazzano was knocked over. So South Croydon will recover it again. Out to McKellar. She's running onto it. What can she do with it? Kicks it inside forward 50. Playing in front, however, was Shepherd. Black and Shepherd. They just wrestled for it. But the backup arrived for South Croydon in O'Donnell. The handball comes out now towards the forward line for South Croydon. Lynch received it from Pinolo. She was tackled holding the ball. Great tackle there for South Croydon. So Prendergast will take the free kick. And this will bring it back within 1 kick if Prendergast can slot it true here. Just 4 minutes to go. 4 minutes to go, 12-point margin. She might need to speed it up here if South Croydon are to take advantage of the smaller margin. The kick, she made good connection, but it just drifted right for a behind. That is what they needed, though.
So the kick's offline, and Vermont very much on the back foot here. It'll be Phillips to take the kicking duties. She slows down play smartly as she kicks A high up and under. Clearing outside 50. It'll be O'Toole and Chamberlain in pursuit. O'Toole wins out, although not for long. As Chamberlain fights back. It'll be Cap collecting at ground level. It's a long way down, although O'Toole applies a smother on the clearing kick. It'll be a high up and under. Only just travelled 15. Lynch at ground level. And Chamberlain with a clearing kick onto the far side. So it'll be Morrison who tracks it now. And she collect at ground level, she can. Although only as far as the two South Croydon outnumbering her. A high up and under, inboard now. And standing underneath it is Black. Hasn't she been pivotal in these final stages?
She's come alive, hasn't she?
Unsighted in the opening half, it must be said, but she has come alive when it has mattered most. So Black, she strolls in, sends a kick goalward, and it's straight over the goal umpire's hat.
We have a game here.
South Croydon ecstatic. In Vermont, there's some tired girls out there.
So they're going to have to get it back to the centre quickly here because
So
the time continues to tick down.
So just over 2 minutes to play here. An enthralling finish coming up. As 5 points separate the two sides. So Cap will go at it again in the ruck, as she's done all day. John's at ground level. Will try and fight for it as they try and wrestle back some momentum. Jared.
So just the 5 points in it now. 1 minute 50 on the clock.
So inaccuracy might cost Vermont here.
Yeah, well, that is if South Croydon are able to get it down, I think.
It's a big if, isn't it?
It is a big if, because Vermont are able to lock it up as they have done at portions of the game all day. Cap palms it down. It's going to come to, well, it didn't quite come to Panolo there. South Croydon fighting for it, really trying to wrest momentum back. Oh, going to ground there was Vermont. No real clean possession here until South Croydon get it away. I think it was Curran now on the outer side here. High ball towards the wing. No intercept mark taken there. She was knocked out of the marking contest. Was the Vermont player. Vermont win it back though. And now tapping it along there. Goodness me, it's been picked up by South Croydon. They're going to try and clear it here. Up goes Johns. She can't quite take the mark. It's difficult in the clinches here. There's 50 seconds left. No mark taken there. Picked up by Martin, Tanika Martin. She gets the handball away. Kick off the ground there. Oh, but intercepted. Well done there by Munyard. She gets the clearing kick away. And now coming out to meet it was Bazzano. She couldn't quite find a target, however, and it's rebounded once again. Lynch couldn't quite take the intercept mark there. It's come to Black. She's been great. Kick off the side of the boot there. Shanahan couldn't quite do much with it. And it was Nanis to kick it out, but Prendergast was the only one out there in space. South Croydon trying to force it forward. Shanahan, can she take the mark? Oh, she has. She's just clinched it with 10 seconds to go. I don't know if she has the distance in her. She's going to have to find a target. Black is there. Can she take an important mark? Not quite. And it's going to be locked up by Vermont. Oh, the handball was intercepted. And Vermont hold on for a victory, a 5-point victory here. 6-7-43 to 6-2-38. What a finish there as South Croydon were just trying to eke it forward. That important mark by Shanahan not quite coming to fruition there. Trent, what a game.
Wow, I'll give you time to catch your breath there, Jared. Wow, some desperate times there in defence for Vermont as they managed to hold on. 5-point winners. Wow, 6-7-43 plays South Croydon, 6-2-38. What a contest here at Vermont Reserve.
Yeah, that was fantastic, and I think worthy of two Premier Division sides.
Two heavyweights of the competition.
Absolutely, right. Some really good skills we saw here today. Some really good dominant performances as well. We'll quickly think about votes. I haven't really thought about votes so much throughout the day. I think we got to at least include a South Croydon player in the votes.
I think Wilkinson early.
Definitely.
Back, number 12 for South Croydon. I mean, they were peppered, weren't they, with a lot of the play in their back half. So
absolutely,
it was fitting that she was near it. But she certainly stood out from a South Croydon perspective. Just run your eye across that Vermont list. Is there any that stand out for you, Jared?
Well, Cap definitely stands out. We called her a lot. The two Johns, you know, they had good Cullen, obviously. They had good players down back as well in Mielke and Phillips. I think I'd have to give my 3 votes to Cap. I think that's definitely where I would be leaning towards, where I was leaning all day, to be honest. My 2 votes, let's see, I'm going to have to give them to, I think, Kristen Johns. You know, it's kind of hard to sort of, like, we called Johns all day. It's kind of differentiate between the two at all times. But, yeah, Kristen Johns, I think, was the better of the 2 today, despite the captain coming in nice and fresh. And for South Croydon, I'm going to give 1 vote here for South Croydon. Curran was important down back. She definitely led the defence for South Croydon. So I'll give 1 vote to her.
Certainly, well summarised there, Jared. Certainly that 1 vote could be, it's a genuine raffle. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
It can be shared around the whole Vermont list when everyone played their role and stood up when it mattered. Everyone had their moment. A few quarters there, but kick 2. To
Week 6 next week.